It's often said that dogs are man's best friend. Sadly, that doesn't seem to be the case in Morocco, as the country plans to kill 3 million dogs until 2030. The reason? To make cities nicer, when tourists and football lovers flood the North African country for the 2030 World Cup, of which Morocco is one of the host nations along with Portugal and Spain. Islam itself is already a very unfriendly religion to our best friends in four paws, and we'll get to that at the end of the video. Right now, it's important to know what's being done. The killing is done in various ways. Dogs are shot by government-mandated gunmen who are reportedly patrolling the streets, or even poisoned with strychnine by injecting or feeding them directly. Strychnine is a highly toxic, colorless alkaloid used as pesticide, which leads to convulsions and then death through asphyxia if ingested. Government officials told CNN that the animals are rounded up and relocated to dispensaries where they can be vaccinated. A young woman, however, has said to have heard gunshots and finding dogs in the dumpster. Clamping devices are also used to trap dogs that are later taken to fake dispensaries. They are then burned or dumped in mass graves. Stray dogs have become a public safety risk in Morocco. According to Morocco's Ministry of Interior, around 100,000 people are bitten every year, 40% of them children under 15. In 2019, Morocco's government introduced the Trap, Neuter, Vaccinate and Release program to control stray dog populations, but there are problems around the topic. First, it's the municipality's responsibility to manage the issue of stray dogs, not the government. Secondly, there is no law against killing stray dogs, which is the traditional method used many times. The problem reached the unthinkable when a man living in the city of Ben Ahmed was accidentally shot 3 times. The gunshots came from a car owned by the municipality that was chasing a stray dog. The bullets were intended for the dog. Other reports have surfaced detailing the hunt for these animals, such as vans openly displayed cages in the back with dead and alive dogs in plain sight, or animal rights groups videos showing dogs being dragged into vehicles with metal chains. Small dogs are also shown ensnared in fishing nets, their bodies thrashing in distress before being thrown into white vans. Foreign residents have also seen the results of the horrific treatment, like an American couple living in Casablanca. They've seen neighborhood dogs disappear, only to then be horrified when patrols came for their own rescued puppies. They took them from outside our house, kicking them. One had its little legs broken, the other was kicked to death. It was a nightmare. I was terrified. My husband had to step in before they drove off. This woman is said to have paid to vaccinate as many dogs as she could, but the dog catchers came and killed them anyway, she said. It's more barbaric than you can imagine. I don't sleep anymore. Unfortunately, this is not the first time this type of thing happens before a major sporting event. Before the 2008 Olympics in Beijing, hundreds of thousands of cats were sent to death camps. Thousands of stray dogs were killed in Russia before the 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi. Later that year, Brazil reportedly also killed dogs in preparation for the World Cup. More recently, in Qatar in 2022, 29 dogs were killed. If human rights abuses weren't serious enough for FIFA in 2022, then sadly, it probably won't be 3 million dogs that will make a difference. Not only we're dealing with the way Islam looks at dogs, but also with men such as FIFA's president, Gianni Infantino. We only have to remember this infamous public display of self-humiliation.
Today I feel Qatari. Today I feel Arab. Today I feel African. Today I feel gay. Today I feel disabled. Today I feel a migrant worker.
As I said earlier, there is a reason why Islam hates dogs. Let's find out why with this explanation.
Okay, so Muslim hate for dogs is a well-documented phenomenon. It's a very real thing. But where does it come from? As with all questions concerning what is and is not Islamic, we must turn to the religion's founder, Muhammad. It's no secret that, according to many authentic or Sahih hadiths, including the two most authentic of all, Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim, He demonized, literally, and called for the killing of dogs. In the words of Sahih Muslim number 1572, quote, Allah's messenger ordered us to kill dogs, and we carried out this order so thoroughly that we even killed the dog accompanying a woman from the desert. He means the guard dog of an elderly widow. After this dog genocide went on for some time, and mind you, this is before gunpowder, meaning the Prophet's followers zealously killed all these dogs with knives, stones, through strangulation, drowning, etc. After a while, Muhammad revised his command and limited the killings to just black dogs.
What?
The Sahih Muslim hadith continues, quote, Then Allah's messenger forbade their killing, and he said, You should kill the jet black dog with 2 spots above the eyes, for it is a devil. So far, so good. At least now we know where all the modern day Muslim hostility for dogs comes from, the Muslim Prophet. Now what's interesting, however, is if we put on our detective hats and piece together all the reasons as to why Muhammad hated dogs. I direct your attention to Exhibit A, another Sahih Hadith. According to it, Gabriel, the angel, made an appointment with Muhammad. The angel said he'd visit Muhammad very late at a specific night. Muhammad waited and waited, but Gabriel never showed up, leaving the messenger of Allah most frustrated. The canonical hadith, narrated by one of Muhammad's wives, Aisha, is also found in Sahih Muslim, depending on the version, either number 2104 or 5244. And it goes as follows. Keep in mind, Aisha is narrating, quote, Gabriel made an appointment to meet the messenger of Allah, but the hour came and he did not arrive. The Prophet had a staff in his hand and he threw it down out of frustration and said, Allah and his messengers do not break their promises. Then looking around, he saw a small puppy beneath his bed. Ya Aisha, cried he, when did this dog enter? By Allah, squeaked the scared little girl, I don't know. So he ordered the dog out. Then Gabriel came, and the messenger of Allah said, You promised me, and I sat waiting for you, but you did not come. Gabriel replied, It was the dog in your house that prevented me. We do not enter a house that contains a dog. Okay, so according to this authentic hadith, which Muslims accept, Gabriel made an appointment to meet with Muhammad at night. But for whatever reason, the presence of a puppy prevented this almighty angel from entering Muhammad's abode. That, for starters, is rather strange behavior for an angel. In the Bible, for instance, angels don't seem to be so scared of animals. For example, when Satan tempted Jesus in the desert for 40 days, Jesus, we learn, was, quote, with the wild animals and angels attended him. Mark 1:13. Nor did the presence of flocks of sheep and other unclean farm animals prevent angels, literally the heavenly hosts, from appearing and proclaiming Christ's birth in their midst. Luke 2:8-20. There are many other examples, including from the Old Testament, such as Balaam's donkey, which interacts with and recognizes the presence of an angel before the human does. That's Numbers 22:21-35. So what is it that scared Gabriel from a puppy under Muhammad's bed? Could it be that the angel was afraid the dog would start barking if he approached the house, as dogs are wont to do, and therefore cause a scene, waking neighbors up at such an ungodly hour? Maybe if Gabriel wasn't Gabriel. And here is where the plot thickens. Enter Dihya al-Kalbi, exhibit number 2, a close companion of Muhammad, and his junior by 22 years. Not only do early Islamic sources and hadith obsess over this man's unparalleled beauty, Dihya was the most gorgeous man I ever saw, even little Aisha once proclaimed, but apparently the angel Gabriel was in the habit of taking on the form of Dihya during his nighttime rendezvouses with Muhammad. Sound familiar? This comes out clearly in several authentic hadiths. Thus, according to another Sahih Muslim hadith, number 601, one night, while Muhammad was at the home of another of his wives, Salma, someone came a-visiting late at night. Taking a peek, she said, quote, By Allah, this is none other than Dihya al-Kalbi. Verbatim, I'm quoting the hadith for you. When Muhammad returned, she inquired, O Messenger of Allah, who was that? To which Muhammad replied, That was Gabriel, come bringing teachings of your religion. Okay, so let's put it all together and read, as it were, between the lines.
If you want to know more and wish to see the full explanation, I left the link of the full video in the description. It's from historian Raymond Ibrahim's channel. And if you appreciate this content, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It makes all the difference to help the channel grow. Thank you.